Hey everyone, this is Jesse and Cheryl, and we are new parents this year. And today we're going to talk about one of our most asked questions: is how does parental leave and maternity leave and all kinds of leave work in the Netherlands? Mm-hmm. And please excuse our little one playing over there.
I don't know if you'll hear him, but we'll see what happens. Okay, let's get right into it.
Okay, but maybe some caveat first is we're just going to cover the leaves that we're taking based on the research that we did at this moment in time. Out of scope are things like adoption and foster leaves because that wasn't applicable for us.
Yeah.
And then our circumstances are slightly unique. I work a 9-to-5 job and Cheryl is a business owner.
Yeah. We're gonna leave some links at the bottom of this video of the most up-to-date information that we can find right now at this moment. Things change all the time in the Netherlands, so please do your own research to find out your own personal circumstances, but this is what we know as of today.
All right, first off, if you're watching this video, you're probably expecting, so congratulations. And you're probably at the moment where you're ready to start sharing this beyond your friends and family and maybe your employer if you are employed by a company in the Netherlands. I think the first step here is you'll need to have a conversation with your manager at your company and or with the HR department of the company that you work for. But before you do that, it might be helpful to understand the different leaves. So the first one we'll cover is what they call here just the pregnancy and maternity leave.
Yeah, so the birthing.
Exactly.
The one that's birthing,
yeah,
giving birth.
So then there's the Netherlands, they separate pregnancy and maternity leave into the pregnancy is everything before the birth and the maternity leave is after the baby is born. In total, you get 16 weeks leave and the first 6 weeks is fully paid. And then the remaining 10 weeks is 70% of your salary on average. Some companies, like the company that I work for, does the full top up. So if you're a mother or a birthing parent, you will get the full 16 weeks if you work for a company that does the full top up.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the lay of the land for if you're an employee of a company.
Well, it doesn't just end there. So in some circumstances, you may be able to get more than 16 weeks of maternity leave. So what happens is a minimum of those 4 weeks need to be taken in your last 4 weeks of pregnancy. So whatever your due date is, the 4 weeks before that, you have to start your maternity leave. You can actually start up to 6 weeks before, which is what I did. So from 4 to 6 weeks before your due date is when you need to start your maternity leave. And then after that, if you do the calculation, there's 4 weeks and then there's another 10 weeks. Well, 10 to 12 weeks after you give birth. And that period, the length will depend on when you actually give birth, because most likely you're not giving birth on your due date. If you give birth after your due date, then you can claim the 10 weeks or 12 weeks all after that date of birth. I don't know if that's clear, but basically whether you give birth early or late, you'll at least get 10 to 12 weeks after you give birth.
I think another thing to consider is you don't have to take the maternity leave, so the one after birth, all in one go. You can split them up if that works out for you, but what I see with moms, with people that I work with, they do typically take it all at once after the birth, which makes sense to me. There are some unique circumstances, which is a good point that you raised, that's not the same for everyone. If you're giving birth to twins, then you are entitled to a little bit longer, roughly about 20 weeks in total. If you are, for whatever reason...
Sorry, I'm gonna grab our child because he wants to be part of the video.
All right, our son wanted to be in the video, so here he is. So I mentioned there are some extended leave you can have, a longer leave you can have if you're expecting twins. If you are unfortunately need to have like a longer stay in the hospital for whatever reason with your birth, you're also entitled to a little bit of extra time as well. So those are some of the extra things. So how does it work for entrepreneurs? Is it similar or is it a bit different?
So luckily for entrepreneurs, you are also entitled to your 16 weeks of maternity leave, which is really great because from where we're from in Canada, if you're an entrepreneur, you actually don't get any maternity leave at all. And how it works in the Netherlands is just like if you were working for a company, you can start your maternity leave 4 to 6 weeks before your due date. For me in particular, I started 6 weeks before because honestly, it doesn't really matter as an entrepreneur when you start taking it. Because you only get a total of 16 weeks of the maternity leave pay. And what you get paid is unfortunately not how much you make, it is the minimum wage. So whatever the minimum wage is at that time is what you'll get paid, which honestly is not a lot of money, but not bad. Like, it's currently, like when we gave birth, it was August of 2024. I got approximately like 500, like just under 500 euros a week. So that's around 2,000 euros a month, just as context for you. And I think everybody would be getting pretty much the same amount of money because it's based on minimum wage.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest differences between taking the leave if you're an employee and taking the leave if you're an entrepreneur. Is if you're an employee, you'll get on average roughly 70% of your salary, unless your company tops up.
Yeah, exactly.
And our kid is smiling very hard at us.
Yeah,
You really want to be part of this video.
He's excited to be part of the channel now.
Well, one thing we didn't cover is the organization, the government organization that actually is giving us the benefit is the UWV. I will not pronounce it in Dutch or say the full acronym, but that is actually the organization that is giving the benefit, paying through to the company if you're an employee, and then your company pays you that benefit.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really easy to apply for it. I think
for the company, if you work for a company, you just talk to your HR department and they take care of the rest because they'll fill out the form. Or you need to bring your pregnancy certificate or letter.
And
then
get it from your midwife.
Yeah, and then they take care of the rest. It's a little bit different if you're an entrepreneur. You have to deal with the UWV directly.
Yeah, you just go on the website basically, and you'll be directed to like clicking on maternity leave. I think they take care of all types of leaves, sick leaves, like getting fired leave, whatever it's called here, but also maternity leave. So just click into the maternity leave area, fill out the form. It's fairly easy. Like,
is the website in English?
No, I don't think so.
Google Translate.
just translate the page. Yeah. And also, it does, however, for entrepreneurs, I should also add this, the pay does, you get the full pay if you work full-time hours in your business. So I do work full-time hours. If you only work, let's say you report half of the time of full-time hours, then I am assuming you probably only get half of the minimum wage. So make sure to accurately report how much you work a week or a month.
All right, so the second leave we'll talk about is called the partner leave, which I'll talk about it because I fully took advantage of it because I'm a dad. In total, you get 6 weeks off. The first week is what they call the statutory paternity leave, and that is mandatory to take in that first week when your baby is born. And that is 100% fully paid of your salary, whatever the amount is. Then the remaining 5 weeks, you can take it at any point in time up until your baby's first year of their birthday. You can take it at any moment in time, you can split them up, but it's actually 70% of your salary on average. Again, if you work for some companies, they may top you up to 100% like mine. In my case, I took the whole 6 weeks off consecutively, all up front, and then I've also actually taken additional time to make it a bit longer. But I have seen dads go back to work after the first week, and then they spread out the leave throughout the year, or they took half of it now and half of it later. So you really need to figure out what works best for you, but it is in your benefit that you should take it in your first year. Otherwise, if you don't use it, you lose it. So there is also the parental leave. which is the third leave that we'll talk about, which is in total 26 weeks. And I gotta check right now because I can't remember what the breakdown is off the top of my head. The first 9 weeks is paid, and then the remaining 17 weeks is unpaid. So the first 9 weeks is paid up to 70% of your salary on average, and then the rest of it, the 17 of the 26 is unpaid. So this allows you to use it however you want. You can use it all at once, or you could spread it out, which a lot of dads do, and this is what I plan to do, is use a day every week to make it a Papa Day, so that I only work 4 days a week, and then that one day that I'm off, then I can spend time with taking care of our baby. So those are the 3 leaves that you can use for your benefit and advantage in the Netherlands. But let's talk about our personal experience and what we did. So maybe I'll start from my side. I took the full 6 weeks as part of the partner leave up front. But I also, because I anticipated that we would be getting pregnant and having a baby, that I saved enough holidays, about 3 weeks of holidays, to make it a bit longer. So that's 6, now plus 3, so I'm at 9 weeks. And then I wanted to take 3 months off, so then I used, if I have 9 weeks now, then I took an additional 3 to 4 weeks from my paid parental leave bucket to make it to 3 month long. And then, yeah, I think it's been great. I don't know how I would have gone to work a lot earlier than this. So I'm definitely lucky that I've been able to take advantage of piecing together these leaves to make it a bit longer. But ultimately it depends on your situation. Like for me, with my company and my manager, they were really supportive and flexible with me being off and gone for 3 months. But also depends on your company and if that allows for it.
Yeah. I think it's not super common for people to take the parental leave up front, like for that long, like a whole month. Because usually, after your 6 weeks for your partner leave, what we've heard is most people just take like your Papa Dog, which is like one day a week moving forward, which is probably most common, because every time we tell people that Jesse's off for 3 months, everyone's always shocked. Like, we signed up for baby classes in the upcoming week, and they're like, Jesse's gonna be the only dad who attends this baby course. So clearly, like, most dads are probably right back to work after a couple of weeks. So I don't think it's super common. For us, because we don't have family, we don't have a nanny right now, and so if Jesse goes right back to work after 6 weeks, like, it would just be me. And like, birth is pretty hard. Recovery especially is really hard, and kind of the connection with your baby is so important in those first 3 months. The 4th trimester is what we call it, that we just thought it was like something that we need to prioritize. We've always imagined it this way ever since we decided that we want to become parents years ago. And so we definitely spent the time like saving up for this period of our time, knowing that we need flexibility financially. And so even though Jesse's only getting paid 70%
for parts of the leave,
for parts of his leave right now, I mean, it's definitely a dip in his income right now, but we've planned for this financially ahead of time for both his salary and for mine. So even though I only get minimum wage right now, like, I planned, like, the moment I started my business, I knew I wanted to be a working mom eventually. And so I actually not only saved a lot of money, but I also designed my business so that I make passive income even if I am not working right now. Like, I haven't worked for the last 3 months and I'm still making pretty much full income. And so it's something that I highly recommend anyone, especially expats in the Netherlands, to start planning ahead of time, because if you're like us and you value that like bonding time in those first few months with your baby, then you want to make sure that you feel financially stable enough to take that time off.
I think so. I think if you were to summarize, save up for this time.
Yeah.
If you are planning for it.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
Like baby stuff, especially here in Euros, is super expensive. And so you want to make sure that you feel cushioned.
Yeah. And if you want to take a longer leave beyond that first 5+1, so the first 6 weeks, maybe save up your holidays, because you are entitled to take your holidays every year, because that's your benefit. But also maybe just some pointers on maybe some discussion points with your manager is, if you're an expat, you don't have any family here, childcare is very competitive. You live in one of the Randstad cities like Amsterdam. We have been accepted to daycare yet. We have one, but it's not for till month 6.
Yeah.
So then you see the challenge and constraint here.
Yeah.
So I think if you talk about those points with your manager and your company, like childcare is limited, no family support, I think you might be able to work something out to be able to take this long leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So we hope that was helpful. As always, if you have any questions around this topic, let us know in the comments below. We are planning to film more videos on our parenthood journey in the Netherlands as expats. And so just let us know what you want to know about. And yeah, we'll hopefully film some more videos about it.
Leave the comment below for any questions or any ideas for future video ideas. And please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to us if you haven't already.
Yeah. All right.
Until then, from the 3 of us, see you later.
Bye.